So what's up, y'all? I'm Kobe Pegway. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure y'all get these updates for these new videos coming, because y'all know I'm finna be dropping, especially talking about truck dispatching. Now, today I want to talk about what's the difference between freight brokering and freight dispatching, because they like cousins for real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're pretty much doing the same thing. So the best way I can explain this for y'all to understand is that the freight dispatcher is a dispatcher for the trucking company, but a freight broker is nothing but really a dispatcher for a shipper. Because what are they doing? They getting the loads from the shipper, distributing them out, making sure they get ran. A dispatcher is doing what for a carrier? Finding loads so the driver can stay busy and the company can make money. So a freight broker is nothing but a dispatcher just for the shipper, in my opinion. That's the way I see it. That's what makes logical sense to me, and that's the way I can digest it. Now, the only key difference really is, one, to be a broker, you gotta have a bond. And you gotta have an MC number, which means it costs a little bit more to do. So you will need about $2,000 to $2,500 in order to get a freight brokerage going, because you're gonna need, like I said, the MC number, DOT number, you're gonna need a BOC3, and you're gonna need a bond. So you doing the same thing you would do as a trucking company, setting up a brokerage. Is just, instead of insurance, you will have the bond, which is like an insurance bond. Just in case you decide you don't want to pay nobody, people can sue you. So on the dispatch end, it's much cheaper. You still need the same little computer, same things that you need, but you need no bond. You still might want to have an LLC. I suggest you have an LLC. You're still gonna need that little knickknacks and dispatching software and things like that you need, but it's just kind of completely easier to do this because you don't really have nobody to answer to as well. So just think about it. You can't really be sued as a dispatcher because you don't have an authority, or it's really not regulated, versus brokering is heavily regulated like a trucking company. You gotta make sure you keep BOLs, you gotta make sure you keep all of these things in order. So what I would suggest that somebody do in the new trucking era, and these are just gems that I'm gonna give y'all. If I was you, I would test out the theory of starting a brokerage and a dispatch company together. Because as a freight broker, you're gonna end up figuring out and having relationships with shippers. The same relationship that a dispatch company needs, except you're directly working for the carrier. Now, in a sense, it's a conflict of interest, because now you're finding the loads for the person in this way, and you the broker, but ain't the dispatch company doing the same thing? So one person was telling me it's a conflict of interest, but really the person is coming to you because you got loads, whether you're a dispatcher or a broker. So why not be both? That way you can post loads when they can't get covered on the load board, because that's something a dispatcher can't do, but a broker can, right? So I like the advantage of using the brokerage. From now, I don't have to worry about strictly being at the mercy of the people who hiring me. If I got a shipper, I could put these loads on the load board, or I could dispatch, or I can use these with my other dispatch clients. So for me, you could bridge the gap in between both of them by running them together. And it, like I said, for a total amount of maybe $2,500 to $3,000, you can have both of them. Now you got some dispatchers over here making money for you dispatching, and then you got some freight agents over here making you money on this end. In 2022, any business you start in the trucking industry needs to have a side hustle or something side that complements it. So like, I'm gonna give you an example, right, of how one complements the other. You need carriers to run loads. As a broker, you need carriers. As a dispatcher, you got carriers looking for somebody who got the loads. Love connection. You connecting one to the other. Conflict of interest, my ass. I think it's great. I think it's a good idea. One is not even regulated anyway, so what's the worst thing that can happen? But what I want y'all to do is to comment. Maybe I'm wrong, even though I don't think so. Maybe it's something that I'm missing. I think you should merge and run a freight brokerage alongside a dispatch company, because they need the same parts. You need a computer with 2 screens. You need dispatch or either freight brokerage software. You need access to the load board. Like, tell me one thing that one needs that the other one don't, besides a bond and an MC number. But as far as the inner workings of it, it's all the same. So check out my website, KobePegway.com. Let me know, drop me some tips under this video. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow me on Instagram at Kobe Pegway, Twitter, TikTok, all my handles. But remember, I'm Kobe Pegway, the CEO and the coach, but I'm a CEO wherever I go, because we always handling business. Life is business. Let's get it. Peace.